Hey guys, Techify, and today I've got a review of the Anker Soundcore Life A1s. If you enjoy this video or find it helpful, then make sure you subscribe to the channel, but obviously you've got to watch it first, so guys, let's get into this. These earbuds are about £50 or $60 in the US, however they're often a lot cheaper on Amazon. That price is reflected though in Anker's premium unboxing experience. You get absolutely everything you need from different wingtips and earbud sizes, which I'll get onto in a minute, as well as a charging cable, obviously the headphones and case himself, and plenty of warranty booklets and quick starts, things like that. So first of all, and probably the most important thing for a wireless headphone, is the comfort, and these don't have a stalk design. They're sort of, I don't know how to describe them, just the in-ear earbud ear dot design, and I personally think that's really good. They're really comfy. Obviously that does have a disadvantage with a microphone, which I'll get onto in a bit. However, they are really comfortable to wear for long periods of time. As appearance wise, they don't seem to stick out too much, but they're not as discreet as something such as the Redmi AirDots. However, I don't think they look too bad personally. They're really lightweight, weighing around 6 grams each, and then with them in the case, if you were just carrying that in your pocket, that's only about 60 grams. That's much lighter than something like the Life Dot 2s, which are actually very similar to these, and I'll talk about that in a second. However, my issue with those were, as great as it was having 100 hours of battery life, the case is way too big. As I mentioned, in the box you get earbuds ranging from extra small to extra large, which means no matter your ears, you're going to be able to find the right tip for you and it will be really comfortable. As for the wingtip designs, they're small, medium and large. These were slightly different to what I've seen before, so rather than having an air bubble inside, they just sort of had a gap. These were quite useful, and for people who had bigger ears than me, they were helpful to keep them comfortable and keep them securely in. However, for me personally, I use small, which basically is just a bit of rubber. There is no wingtip, no sticky out bit, and they were really secure in my ears. I could go for a run and I could do exercise and they wouldn't come out at all, no matter what I do. Can't get these earphones to fall out. It's brilliant because they're still really comfy, and I think that's just absolutely excellent. Obviously, if you're somebody who needs the wingtip and things like that to keep them secure, then go for it, but you should have absolutely no problems. And that is a huge plus for these, that they're super comfy and staying really well, at least for me. Now back to the battery life, another key thing of some wireless earphones. So Soundcore claim these will last 7 to 8 hours each in your ear of full listening time. While I haven't tested the exact time, and that really does depend on what you're listening to, what you're doing, are you using the microphone, things like that, I'd say you get about that. It is slightly less. I'd probably go more on the side of 5 or 6 hours. Once they're back in the case though, they do charge really quickly. This case claims to give about 35 hours of playtime, which is about right, I'd say, and it's plenty for me. I personally don't have to charge it very often, and with USB-C fast charging, it charges super quick. However, if you do have a wireless charger, these also support wireless charging, which is a really great feature, and I can see how that would be super useful if you already have a wireless charger for your phone. While some of the features are slightly different, the design and shape and feel and everything of the earbuds themselves are exactly the same as the Life Dot 2s. In fact, you can charge these in the Life Dot 2 case and it works just fine. And what I said about the Life Dot 2s was great 100 hours of battery life. I really like the earbuds. But for me personally and my use case, that case is too big and too heavy. I'd rather have the same earbuds, but half the size of the case and half the battery life. And I feel like they've delivered that exactly here. This case is about half the size, it's about half the weight, and it's just great. It also has 3 dots on it to indicate the battery life of the case, which is really nice because although with Bluetooth you can see the battery life of the individual earbuds, there has been in the past no way to see the life of the case, and at least this gives you a bit more of an indication of how much battery life you have left. Another great thing to mention is these are also IPX7 waterproof, so whether that's just sweat or running in the rain or anything like that, the earbuds themselves should be fine. I'm pretty sure though the case itself isn't waterproof, but it is really nice to have that these have that waterproof rating. It just gives you that extra sense that the money you've spent on them isn't going to get wasted by them breaking anytime soon. So I'm pretty confident based on the past products by this company that its build quality is going to be good and these are going to last a long time, even if you don't treat them amazingly well. Sound quality wise, they're not noticeably better or worse in sound than the Life Dot 2s. I think based on the specific specs and whatnot, they should be slightly better. However, personally, I'm no audio specialist and I think they sound perfectly good. It's what I'd expect from a £50 or £60 pair of headphones, and it was perfectly fine. Previously with Soundcore headphones I reviewed, I found they were a little bit on the more bassy side. And while this stands true with these headphones, there are actually 3 equalizer settings and you can change those by triple tapping the button. While this is great, there is no companion app to change it, and from what I can tell, there's no way to tell which equalizer setting you're on, and therefore it can be a bit fiddly to find the one you want, and if you accidentally change it, it can be hard to get back to it. For the buttons, they're nice and easy to use and they don't hurt your ears when you press them, and Anker have tried to be slightly different with what they do. So whereas on most wireless headphones that I've used before you have a single tap to play or pause and a double tap to skip, Anker have tried to implement volume control. So pressing once on the right earbud puts the volume up and down with the left earbud respectively. While this worked pretty well on some phones I tested, changing the volume, on my phone personally, what it did was change the volume independently, so like the headphones had their own volume and then I could change the phone on my volume separately, which was really annoying. So when it works properly, it's really good, and I personally prefer it to normal button control since changing the volume on the fly is really useful. Now you have a double tap on the right earbud to play pause and a double tap on the left earbud to skip forward, and as far as I know there's no way to skip back anymore. Ultimately, with all the double pressing and things like that, I ended up doing the wrong things. I tried to change volume twice and I skipped my song, things like that. So as much as changing volume on the fly is great when it works, it is actually a bit fiddly and a bit annoying, but even though I've been using these a few weeks, I still haven't really got used to them yet. For the connection, the Life A1s obviously use Bluetooth 5.0, which is quick, easy to pair, has decent range, and overall won't be a problem. You can go read the spec sheet and see what they tell you. From a reviewer's perspective, they do what they say, they're perfectly fine. My only issue, as stands with any wireless headphones that I've tested, is that it is quite inconvenient to change between, let's say, a laptop and a phone, or different Bluetooth devices, but I don't really have a solution for that, and overall they were fine. These headphones do have a microphone on, and with the in-ear design on them, it's not excellent, it's not great. One main thing I've noticed between my Anker Soundcore Life P2s is people have said it's a little bit quieter, because obviously you don't have the stalk, meaning the microphone is close to your face.
In a quiet indoor environment, the microphone is brilliant. I use these for video calls all the time, but normal phone calls work just as well. They're absolutely brilliant, and I've never had anybody complain about microphone problems on my end. Here in a slightly noisier environment, it does hold up pretty well. Today it's particularly windy and there's even some traffic going past, especially when I'm standing still, but even when I'm moving a bit. The Life A1s do hold up pretty well, which I was very impressive, to be honest.
Overall, what do I think of the Anker Soundcore Life A1s? Well, I think they are great value for money. I personally really like them. The comfort is a big thing for me. They sound good, the battery's good enough, things like that, that's all whatever, but the comfort is a huge reason for me to use these. I can wear them for as long as I want and they don't come out, I don't have to readjust them, I can forget they're there, and that's really convenient. I kind of wonder why they are the price they are though, £50 or $60, when some of other Anker's options, which are basically the same in quality and feature set, are a little bit cheaper. If you guys have these headphones though, I'd really like to know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure you leave a like and even consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to look as cool as me, and I know you do, you can get yourself some merch at techify.co.uk/merch. For your next videos, go check out my full review of the Anker Soundcore Life Dot 2s, since like I said, these are very similar, but if you don't mind a bigger case, that 100 hours of battery life is a pretty good selling point. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.